Hello, Year 8. I'm going to talk to you about the idea of quests and what makes a quest plot. Now, sometimes the quest in a piece of literature can be a physical, actual quest. So it can involve a journey. So with Jason and the Argonauts, his actual physical journey exists. In some stories, and certainly sort of more sophisticated literature and the kind of literature you might read as you get older, the quest is a metaphorical personal journey. You move from ignorance to knowledge, sometimes from ignorance to self-knowledge. And the quest there is for yourself. The journey is not physical, it's more in your head. But both of these sort of story arcs involve moving from here to here, and in that move you gain something. So for Jason, he moved from from Iolcus, he journeys to Colchis, he gains the Golden Fleece. In other stories, the physical, if you take the Wizard of Oz, she moves from the plains to the land where the wizard is, and that's her journey. And it's an interesting thing about the Wizard of Oz, I suppose, it's both physical and metaphorical. But anyway, I've got some of these ideas from a website called The Right Practice, and here the author explains, I think in a very graphic and clear way, what makes a plot that of a quest. And it starts with the call to action, which can be, again, it can be a physical call, can be a call that's in your head. But whatever happens, the person, the hero, let's call him a hero, be it man or woman, the hero realizes that he has to do something. He has a call. Sometimes he's called by an individual. Sometimes the call is in his head. He knows he's got to go there in order to achieve this. Jason is called by his wicked uncle Pelias. He is told that if he wants to achieve this, which is the kingdom of Iolcus, then he has to travel there to Colchis to find the fleece and bring it back. So the call is the call to action. Then I suppose the most important thing in the quest is the journey. He has to go from A to B, be it physical or metaphorical, and the journey is always fraught with difficulties. If you take a quest story like The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, that quest goes on for books and books, and constant frustrations and difficulties are placed in the hero's way. Jason has frustrations and difficulties both getting to Colchis and getting back. The classic sort of quests such as Odysseus, Beowulf, they are filled with people who try and things who try to stop them getting to the place that they're aiming for. So the journey is always full of problems. Now, very often, what helps the individual on his journey is a gang of mates of some kind. Now, sometimes these characters are nameless. Or effectively nameless, such as the most of the Argonauts who accompanied Jason. Sometimes they are one close friend who, if you like, mirrors the hero's qualities. Sometimes they're a group. So with the Wizard of Oz, Dorothy is surrounded by 3 mates that she picks up on her way, and each of them have very specific characteristics which help her gain her treasure, complete her quest. So you've got the individual, and then you've got the mates, and the mates help the individual on this frustrating journey. So after the call, after the journey, you then normally have an arrival. But the arrival is never straightforward. There's usually something frustrating about the arrival. You don't just walk straight to your target. You have other things to deal with after you've got your journey. And then finally, when you see the treasure that you're aiming for comes the final tests. So Jason has his mates, the Argonauts. He has his call at the beginning, got to go and get the fleece. He has his troublesome and tricky journey. He arrives and he still is frustrated. He can't get there because he has to complete the final ordeals in order to get the fleece. So the final ordeals are the final hurdle, which usually the hero has to do or face on his own, be that, as I say, metaphorical or physical. And then once the final ordeals have been mastered, the hero reaches his goal. And once he's got his goal, everything's all right. So arguably with Jason, the goal is getting the golden fleece, or it could be arriving back at Iolcus with the golden fleece. But whatever, that is the end of the story. And we don't usually, get to know much about the aftermath. That's not really the point of the quest. The quest is the journey itself. So Jason is a really famous example of a quest story, but there are a lot, and more since I've been thinking about it, really. Very famous story of a quest is, of course, King Arthur and the Holy Grail. Arthur and his knights, all of those sort of difficulties and frustrations and battles and so on that King Arthur fights are because he has this ultimate quest. He wants to find the Holy Grail. The stories of Narnia, which some of you will have read when you were younger, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe and all those stories. The children have a quest. Rid the place of evil. Allow Aslan to take his rightful place. The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings. They have to. Bilbo has years in which he is attempting to sort out the problem of the ring. His Dark Materials is a great example where the protagonist is a female. She's, books and books worth of a quest. And then we have, you can, in popular culture, often the quest is the theme of the piece, whether it's Finding Nemo or it's Indiana Jones. Eragon, for example, the whole story is a quest. So considering we have now really spent a long time on thinking about Jason and his quest, what I want you to do now is to create a piece of work about a quest. I'm going to put it on the document in the classroom. But what I want you to do is to create a piece of artwork or a piece of written work based on the theme of a quest. Now you can base it on Jason, you can base it on any story you like, you can invent your own story, your own quest with those steps if you like, the call, the journey, the arrival, frustrations, the final ordeal, the achievement of the goal. So the way in which you do this is up to you. And I'm going to stop there. Once you listen to this video, you're done with this. Turn to the classroom and look at the briefing document.